Konami's Contra. Brought to the US in 1988, this game quickly became a favorite among many NES owners. Our version of the game was, however good, not the same as other regions. Let's get started. The Nintendo Entertainment System was a smashing success that bred many of the franchises that we see today. Konami launched one such franchise in 1987. Contra debuted on the arcade machines but quickly moved to other platforms, including the NES. Japan and Europe also got different versions compared to the United States. With an additional mapper chip, though it was not included in the US version, Japan saw additional animations and cutscenes between the levels. In Europe, they received a game called Robotector. Instead of the normal main characters, we saw robots performing their roles. The controls are standard fare for a side-scrolling game, but have some unique properties. Left and right face those directions. By pressing any other direction will give you the ability to point your gun and shoot in any of the 8 directions. Down will put you in a prone position shooting forward, but jumping will allow you to shoot downward. The A button jumps, but you can control your jump in the air and fire in any of the directions with the impressive 8 directions. B fires your weapon. These are very versatile controls that allow you to traverse through side-scrolling platforms, through 3D front-facing areas, and also climb to the tops of levels, all while facing off against foes. This game starts as a standard run-and-gun shooter, side-scrolling from left to right, but then on the second level it takes a turn to a gallery shooter. In each you are dodging foes and bullets as you traverse through them, and then you enter the third stage, where now you have to go vertical. This game has no shortage of challenges and viable gameplay options as you go through. Let's talk about guns. There are multiple gun power-ups scattered throughout the levels in this game, and each has its own unique ability. For the purpose of this, I will call them what I think they are, and not what they might actually be. M is for machine gun. This one allows you to go fully automatic and just hold down the shoot button to fire. R is for rapid fire. This allows any shots, no matter what weapon, to fly faster. F is for fire, so it shoots a fire shot that does a weird spiral shot out. S is for spreader, which shoots a lot of shots out in an arc. This is a far superior weapon, not for damage, but for area of effect. There is also L, which is laser, which is almost useless. I've never been able to get the hang of it. The barrier is B, which will temporarily protect you. And finally, there's a bird icon with no letter, which clears the screen of enemies. The graphics, though not as vibrant and animated as the Japanese version, were quite exceptional. The details of the Stage 1 jungle make you feel like you've traversed into the jungle. Once in Stage 2, you are infiltrating an armored base and you really feel like you're taking on the inhabitants to bring it down. The waterfall of Stage 3 makes you feel like you are really climbing to the highest point of the island. And then right back into another base for Stage 4. This base being more difficult than the first. In Stage 5, you find yourself in the mountainous snowfields, and in Stage 6, you finally enter what looks like the real headquarters through the energy zone. Beyond that zone, you find yourself in the hangar, and then onto the alien's lair itself, each zone showing unique environments, challenges, and bosses. The sounds, unfortunately, cannot all be heard, as the NES does not always have the ability to mix them properly. However, the ones you do get to hear are nonetheless amazing. Each gun has its own sound. Death sound is unique and the explosions are many. The sound, you know, if you're getting hit by a target, it's pretty clear, unmistakable, so it does do the job well. The music is where the game really shines, though. Even though there's some levels that reuse previous level music, the music does fit with the levels correctly. The jungle theme is used in the hangar as well, and of course, the two bases share music. Each stage has a unique boss or defense system for you to get through. In stage 1, the boss is a defense system for the first base. You have a sniper on top that you take out, 2 guns, and then you can blow open the door safely. In stage 2, it's what I would call an alien computer system. Destroy the defense turrets and then kill the electric eye. In stage 3, at the top of the waterfall, is the alien door. Take out the arms and then shoot the head. The fourth stage is what I like to call the twin Optimus Prime heads. Watch out for the guys that run out in fire, and then the bubbles that come out of the heads themselves are homing, so stay away from them. In stage 5, it's what I call the spaceship. It's a really easy fight with a spread shot, but if you don't have it, it's still not terrible. You just stand slightly off center, don't get hit by the fireballs that shoot down, and just dodge the other items. Stage 6, I would like to call the football player robot. Jump over his head while you can in the middle of the stage, dodge any of the discus that he throws, and just keep shooting at him. In stage 7, it's the entrance to the alien's lair. So you just shoot and dodge the explosives, destroy the turrets that are on the ground, and keep away from the soldiers. And then you can blow the door right after both of those turrets are destroyed. Stage 8, there are 2 bosses. The first one is the alien head. You just shoot at the head, running at the barrier, up at an angle, and then you can stop and clean up any of the shrimp aliens that it fires. It's pretty easy to do this, and you can just keep shooting and take them out. At the end of the level, there's the heart, and there are 2 ways to do this. The safe route would be to kill off the 2 bottom spawners and the close top one, and then pump the heart full of lead. On the other mind, however, if you're not going to go for a second playthrough, is just go for broke and keep hitting the heart and dodging until you can't dodge or it dies. The first version, it would really come in handy if you really want to conserve your lives and go through the more difficult playthrough on the second time around. First off, the Konami code. This will give you 30 lives if you input it. For those of you that don't actually know, it's on the screen right now. When I was a kid, this was the only way I could play this game and beat it. But, you know, as I got older, I got a little better. Alright, though the enemy placements for the roaming ones can be really mostly random, they do follow a bit of a pattern, and you can always count on them showing up in certain places on each stage. I suggest playing the game to see where they are random and where they are programmed to pop out. Spread gun is kinda like a second cheat code. This game has two strategies, one with and one without it. It's almost like turning on an easier difficulty if you manage to keep it. Learn where the items come from and what they are. You can save yourself a lot of aggravation if you know where they're coming from. The bridge in level 1. Jump before you think you need to. Jump and land on the bridge after the explosion from the middle of the platform before it. 2 jumps to clear the bridge. Kill all that you can see as they give you points, and points give lives. Collect as many as you can in early stages so later on you don't feel like you're getting panicked before you learn the patterns at the end. In the hangar level, it is very, very, very good to learn some patience. These are mostly run and gun levels, but in the hangar, running and gunning will get you killed on a spike wall. Alright, in the energy zone, duck early with the lasers. The spot where there's a barrier, you can pixel perfect jump over the laser shooting down. Better to take your chances of getting the barrier, and the barrier will help you through the rest of the level. The first level has every single gun in the game, starting with the machine gun, then the rapid fire, then the flying spreading gun, then fire, then a normal spreader box, rapid, and laser. This will give you a chance to play with the weapons to see which one you like the most. What can I say about this masterpiece that I have not already said during this review? This game was one of my favorites growing up, and it remains one even to this day. I often reflect on what made games so great back in those days, and it was simply that they were just plain hard. They were meant to challenge you. Some games miss the mark and are just too hard, while others strike that delicate balance, and I think that Contra is one of those games that really found the middle ground. It was tough for new players, and yet gave that challenge that gives you a boost when you finally conquer the next area. For those of you that have made it this far, please give this a like and certainly subscribe to the channel. Check out the next video coming soon where it's just a full gameplay of one round of this game with no 30-person codes. Thank you to all my very patient Patreon members. I will be getting some more exclusive content out to you as soon as possible. And as always, stay up, stay safe, game on.